Hello, this is Hervé from ComicBookBin, filling you in since 2002. We're going to be looking at Quick Kick, the most flexible member of the G.I. Joe team. Look at how he spins, look at how he just kicks in the air. That's a great figure. I like to do that with my martial artists. Just marvel at this figure, how it just spins. It's such a much better action figure than most martial artists that we've received before. Tactically, he doesn't make sense because he's just walking around bare feet. But who cares? He's a great basic build for any kind of martial artist action figure that you would want in the future. I've been meaning to create a Ray action figure from the Valiant comic line. I think I found my build. Let's look at him closer. Quick Kick is so cool. He's a better version of the first Shang Chi action figure. As you can see, they look almost the same here. But he's a bit more compact. I would say it's like Jason Statham, where he's like a tiny build, very compact, which is different from Shang-Chi, who uses one of the regular Marvel bodies here. The scale of the guy is on the shorter side. He reminds me a bit of Tunnel Rat in that sense. He's a smaller Joe, but he's still very muscular, very strong, very powerful. You can sense that. So if we put them just straight, the Marvel Legend version of Shang-Chi, this version at least, feels so out of date, so old. It's not even an old toy, but looking at it, I can see all the imperfections. Compare with Quick Kick here. It's kind of odd too, since Quick Kick trained in the comics. He trained with Shang-Chi. But if you compare the two of them here, one figure is clearly better, a major improvement than the other one. And it's ridiculously evident when you're looking at it. Oh, so they are about the same size. But they're not the same. Quick Kick is a better version of what Shang-Chi could have been. And I know many G.I. Joe collectors use the Shang-Chi action figure as a stand-in for Quick Kick for years. Guys, it's time to retire your Shang-Chis. Or use Quick Kick's body to make Shang-Chi's or even other characters. The scale seems a bit shorter, tinier, more compact, more precise, I would say, than Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi feels more like a toy, an old action figure. This is not the same quality. Look at the body. It's not the same. Wow. Quick Kick is incredible. He never was one of my favorite, but now I like this guy even more than before. So the resemblance is obviously based a lot on the cartoon, where he had high cheekbones. He's got his regular sash, his backpack, pair of nunchucks, two swords. As a martial artist, it's a bit strange in the sense that Quick Kick is not a ninja. He's a strange amalgam of many kind of martial arts, Asian martial arts, I should say. So he does have ninja throwing stars on his sash, and that he can throw around. But at the same time, he's got swords. But he presents himself more like a regular karate, kung fu type of person, as opposed to a straight ninja. In that sense, he's a bit more in the Shang-Chi mold. They gave us the Bruce Lee archetype here. The sculpt, like I said, is different from any other G.I. Joe figure including the other shirtless characters. I don't believe that the big boa figure will use his body. It's probably a much larger body. His is very compact. It's a new chest completely. I don't know about the arms. They probably could have been used also for a torpedo, but they have veins in them, so probably not. But they're about the same size. So here, I was going to call him Bruce Lee. Quick Kick is about the same size as Torpedo or some of the Navy trooper that we just got. You can see all the muscles in his arms. Also, in terms of likeness, this I believe is new. The pattern on his pants here. Not sure I've seen them before. The articulation are the usual, although I haven't put mine in hot water yet, but I don't find that the butterfly are that great yet. Maybe, well, a bit. They move a bit. And the arms tend to drop like in a 35 degree as opposed to just hang correctly on his sides. That's one of the drawback of the sculpt, I would say. This butterfly seems very stuck. Okay, no, it moves, but you have to work on it. It's got bicep curls, pinless double elbow articulation. They're not frozen. It's kind of easy to move them. Like I mentioned, I haven't put the figure in hot water. His head is on a separate ball joint, and there's one for the head and the neck, obviously. The neck seems a bit stiff, but I can feel it moving a little bit, a tiny bit. Very good ab crunch, and it doesn't look like it affects the sculpt very much. Sculpt still looks decent. Very good hula hoop. Well, kind of stuck, but good enough, I would say. So there's a ball joint at the waist. Let's put more light. Obviously, great hip articulation. Very good articulation, I would say. And the balance on this thing was good enough for me to spin it a few minutes ago. Thigh cuts, but obviously they'll break the patterns here if you twist them too much. Double knee articulation, again, pinless, which allow him to take any kind of pause. That figure's falling all over my desk right now. And no, he cannot kick his own ass. Very good ankle articulation. But they are both the inside type. There's no up or down articulation with him, which is not the best. Part of me wonders where they're going to be reusing this body, because it is a good body. Maybe they'll use that on Xandar. I was expecting them to use Zartan for Xandar, but maybe they'll use Quick Kick's body also. Who knows? And then he does have cut just above the ankles, so they can twist. And obviously You can move the feet very well. Compare the sculpt of the feet with that of Shang-Chi. Tinier, but more realistic. Even underneath. This is why this figure and most G.I. Joe figures are so much better than Marvel Legends. It's like another class of figure for about the same price from the same manufacturer but a different product group. I like this quick kick because if you were to fight his sensei, obviously he wouldn't be able to stand up properly. This is the head I prefer. There is a second head that looks like it's munching on that chocolate bar he comes with. This I think will go with one of the dreadnoughts. It's from the cartoon. He was advertising this chocolate bar. This is the other head that looks like it's munching on the chocolate bar. You just put it this way. Yeah, that's better. Easy to pop, obviously. And extra hands and fist. By default, the grabbing gun hands are the ones inserted in, but I don't want him to use his weapons per se. He's got a karate chop and a fist, pair of fists, and a pair of weapon grabbing hands. Now, if you want him to be throwing a star, that's how you do it. Something like this. And the chocolate bar like this. So no, I'm not putting the hands on, but you can see how they look. He's one of the few Joes that has many hands and that are not deluxe figures. Might be signaling a change in Hasbro's philosophy. The swords, by the way, they keep falling. That could be a problem long term. A thing you could do is put just a bit of a super glue inside, let it dry, so when the sword go in, they won't move as much. I tried switching them around. They're both loose. That's too bad. The sash is nice, but keeps moving all the time. The backpack does stay on the back pretty well, which is pretty rare for a G.I. Joe classified figure. They tend to be very loose, fall over, and so on. Let's try to pause this guy with a few bad guys, or have him fight his sensei. Obviously, this is one of my favorite pause. It should be easier on this thing here. twist this way. So he has a semi-natural look. Raise the head just a bit. Let's hope he balances. Understand? Not yet. That's a better spot for him. Well, let me try Shang-Chi first, because he's gonna be the more problematic. He's kind of stiff also. He feels very cheap compared to Quick Kick. I'm not even sure if the plastic has not started yellowing a bit. And the head, the ball joint doesn't look as good here. It's been such a long time since I've played with this guy. As you can see, he's so much stiffer than Quick Kick. Trying to find a place for him to grip properly, and it's very difficult to achieve some good balance on this guy. Good. It's all about the balance. I wanted to prove that Quick Kick was easier to balance out than Shang-Chi, and so far I'm not having good luck. Shang-Chi's feet are wider, so the grip surface is better. Please don't fall. That's how they could fight. Not like this. Let me go grab the Green Hornet. I mean the Kato figure, I should say. Now Kato is 7 inches as opposed to 6.5. But I've done another review of Kato in the past, and Kato does balance extremely well when paused. It's obviously by Marvel Select, or you should say Diamond, or Diamond Select. And Kato usually balances pretty well. I've done a lot of photography in a different video with Kato. You can see that elsewhere. The battle of the kicks. Generations after generation of martial artists. Kato's gonna fall in about a second. I'm just gonna do a quick size comparison so you can see Kato, or Bruce Lee I should say, original Bruce Lee, Marvel Comics Bruce Lee, and then G.I. Joe Bruce Lee. Well, in terms of size comparison, even though Kato is a 7-inch figure, he doesn't look as big, and he does fit pretty well with Quick Kick. And obviously the Marvel Legend Shang Chi. I did not buy the MCU Shang Chi because I had the original Shang Chi, which I think is much better. It's a much better toy. That's it. This is Hervé from ComicBookBin, filling you in since 2002. Like and subscribe. And by the way, Quick Kick is worth every penny. Cheers.